Yeah.
Wonderful. So you just have seats in 1 and 2 here. Okay. Welcome to the wonderful show, guys. I'm Joe LaRocca. You are Joe Black.
Nice to meet you.
You are
Matt Forsyth.
Matt Forsyth. You guys are in the band Ball and Chain.
Yes, sir.
Am I correct? Now, when we first looked at the album, we went, hey, that's not how you do Ball and Chain with the apostrophes. And then we realized it was. So it took us a little while. We had to go on the internet and all sorts of things because we didn't realize, see, never mind. It's Ball, apostrophe N, apostrophe Chain. We're placing the A and the D. That is how you start a rock and roll interview right there. So you guys have a new album, correct?
Yes, I even brought you one.
Oh my God, let's see it. Put it right up here so we can get a look at it.
We got you right here. Got you covered.
Look at this. Ball and Chain, Sands of Time, right here. So when is this released? Is it out?
Oh, yeah.
And where did you record it? Locally?
We recorded at Kissy Pig in Boston, Studio 9B in Milford, and The Compound, which is our studio in Rentham.
Okay. So it is all very much a Massachusetts collaborated
Oh,
album.
yeah, yeah.
Are you guys, you know, would you consider yourself like a New England band, or are you just
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and
Boston boys.
Boston boys? And when did you guys how long has Ball and Chain been a thing? Is that what it's always
So
been?
I really have to tell you.
Oh, is it? Do we need scientific
3
notation?
albums worth since the 80s.
Okay. that's not too bad. But you've always been under the moniker of Ball and Chain. Have you guys
Yeah.
played in other bands, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah, but Ball and Chain is
That's
Ball
the
and
main
Chain.
that's
yeah.
the main project.
Yeah.
So do you guys have shows coming up? You must have some gigs promoting the album?
There's something in the wind about us doing some LA Guns dates, but nothing's been locked down yet.
What does that mean? What are LA Guns?
The LA band, the band LA Guns,
I don't
that
know them. Are they an LA band?
they're supposed to be coming around, and we had some of our people spoke with us and some about us doing some shows with them, but nothing seems to have gotten solidified yet.
Do you have a show tonight?
No.
No. That's at one point Joe was going to have the Perry brothers on. Right?
Sons of Joe Perry.
Sons of Joe Perry.
Arizona.
A famed barbecue tycoon, Joe Perry. Yeah, last Christmas I got a jar of his barbecue sauce because my mom was like, "You like music?" And I was like, "Yeah, but
This is
I don't
vaguely music related.
How was it?
It's hot. It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
The
it's
hot
not
stuff. The hot stuff. It's good.
It's not bad, but why? Is there another field that you guys would like to market yourself in? Do you think if you had to make some sort of ancillary product that maybe you could make real balls and chains to sell, or
Slap your face
Yeah,
on
for
it.
medieval stuff.
Yeah.
so yeah, you could be you could you two could be, your face could be on the ball. Is this is this your? Okay, sorry, I'm reading the back of it. So there are 10 tracks on here. Which one are you going to put on? What would be the big radio hit if you guys are the biggest band in America right now?
Well, so far we've been really.
Do you have a single? Is there a?
Well, we've gotten a lot of good response on the first one, Strokes.
Mm-hmm.
That one seems to be getting some good reviews and good airplay.
That's great.
From the UK, Australia, Texas, some spots around the US.
Have you guys toured internationally ever? Played Imagine.
Through years ago, but we're ready again now.
I know. I want you guys to go to Australia because we got a band down there that's a fan of this show called Audio Scam. I don't know them or anything.
I have their disc,
I'm
black disc.
Good friends.
Someone
Old friends.
else
Dear
that
old
we
friends.
know around here.
Yeah, we usually.
I think you can connect the dots there.
Yeah, you can see who provides us with music.
I like
here.
the first song.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
usually,
the one-
that's the one
the
we
one.
usually dance off on this show too, which happens in the last 50 seconds. You're not involved, don't worry. Don't have to be.
Don't worry about it.
But that's I like that because then it's it's funny to think that there's somebody on the other side of the planet enjoying what you do. I think that that's pretty amazing to have pockets like that. Like, what is your connection to Texas? Like, why do you think it blew up there? Just because you have PR people there?
We
You send it
had
there?
some people down there, this station, it's called Support Kick-Ass Music. They
Okay.
did some reviews on us. And this woman, they call her the Alley Cat. She
She's in.
she dug the band and pushed us down there. Good review of the record, good interview. You know, she did me well.
That's like basically how you got to do it, huh? If you're not like on a major label, you just got to make connections with people, and
That's it.
Definitely.
I can't. Why would you? I mean, I can't. Why, I wouldn't want to be on a major label personally. Aren't there like some really huge downsides to it, like
Oh,
you have
yeah.
no control?
Nowadays.
And
Yeah.
I mean, like, were you guys ever like toying with that? Were you ever like wanting to go that way? Or
Yeah, years ago we were on.
just because you wanted the
we
paycheck,
got
right?
picked up in a different fashion, but it was different in those years. You know, if you got an independent label, you know, and then you got picked up by a major.
Mm-hmm.
But today, I mean, it's still the same thing, but there's no PR money.
Right.
They don't want to spend any money.
Yeah,
They
so
want
that's
you
how
to
it's
do all the
changed.
work,
Right.
and then they want to come in and take their cut, which is fine if you're going to put us on a major tour, you know, like Kiss.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
if you're going to do that for me, no problem.
Right.
Get your album in every store.
Yeah. Get
Are
us,
there even
get us a deal.
CD stores anymore?
Yeah,
I don't
they
even
do.
know where I go.
It's all
Get
internet.
us a deal with Walmart.
So yeah, do you think? So
Well, there you
basically,
go.
what do you
That's
think
the
has
way to go.
changed that? Is it really? Is it the internet? I mean, that the fact that you can do the PR that way more effectively
Definitely. Yeah.
than driving around like the Blues Brothers with a.
Yeah, well, believe me, because Matt is big with we both do it, but Matt's real big with it, with the marketing strategies or the, you know, the PR on you know, we have a couple of sites. We have the fan page
Right.
and all that stuff, and he's always pushing those buttons.
Yeah, and like in iTunes and stuff, like I can't imagine that must be so much greater than, you know, if you like if you can access the like your group of fans. I mean, I think in the long run it'll probably work out better. Although it seems like you turn on the radio and you hear the same few, like you only hear
Syndicated radio,
yeah,
regular
like
radio?
major syndicated radio.
Yeah,
I've worked in college radio, and it's like that's obviously a totally different thing. You have no requirements for like what you have to play. You know, we don't have to play Third Eye Blind like twice an hour or whatever.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, it just seems like there are songs that have been stuck on the radio for like 20 years, like the soft sells. Where Tainted Love can play on any channel, any time of the day,
Definitely.
and it's just
Great
like
song.
it's like Tainted Love. Yeah, I'll give that. It's an 80s channel.
That's defensible, yeah.
Hey, that could be a remake.
Tainted Love, do it.
Internet
Volunteer
radio's
version.
taken.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what is your
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
I'd
big
like to
thing.
do some remakes maybe someday. You know, it's up to the boss.
Yeah, remakes, rewrite. You got to go way back.
Oh, weren't we gonna do Ball and Chain by Janis Joplin, right? You were talking about that.
Yeah,
May as well, right?
That's
not a
in
bad idea.
that's in
It
the
makes sense.
that's in the working. That's in the working.
If
But
you
we've been
want to,
busy.
if you want to do that, what do you have to do? If you want to, because you don't have to get, you have to get because I know there's like two forms of rights. There's the distribution rights, and then there's the actual songwriting rights,
Yeah,
right?
we get the
You just do it.
permission, the rights, permission to record it, to do it. Well, what there's been talk of is, I forgot what the cat's name is, but he was the original guitar player that played on that.
Okay, and if you
So-
get it from him,
Yeah, if we record it and then he gets to play a track on it,
I get
it's one of those.
everybody
cool-
helps everybody.
Everybody's
Yeah.
working together, but you know, it is. We just haven't gotten to it yet. We've been really busy with, you know, I've had the boys in the rehearsal hall and pushing the record. So,
Yeah.
and just in the rehearsal hall, we've been trying to hash the show out. So,
Revamp some of the old stuff too. We did a couple of tracks last night.
yeah, don't.
Yeah.
So you took the tracks that you recorded back in the day, or as
Yeah.
they say?
First,
Yeah.
from the first two albums, what I'd like to do in this show is
incorporate some of the old stuff?
Like everybody does.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to just go out and play the new album. I want to play a couple off of the Red album.
The ones
off,
the fans.
yeah, and because you know, it's fun for him, it's fun for all of us, but I mean, it's a different flavor.
Right.
You know, so we can go to the mic and say, this is off the Seeing Red album, our first album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've been around a long time, so.
What do you think your major fan base is? Do you think it is a fan base that you established in the 80s, or do you think it's just been a progressive thing, just like by playing shows and stuff, or do you think that, you know, like, do you think that your core group of fans is that continued on through the years, or?
It's an interesting question.
Who knows? You'll only know when you see
We'll
how
only
many
know
lighters
when
come up.
we come back out.
One day at a time.
Yeah, but it's interesting because this particular record, we've had great response from people, you know, that are teeny boppers to 70-year-old people. That,
Yeah,
you know, I have a 70-year-old friend that called me up and said, "This record's out of this world, Joe. I love this record."
See, that's what, because it does have like an 80s like vibe to it, I feel, and unless
With a 2000s twist.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. I'm not saying. I'm not trying to date it, anyways. But there is there is that kind of like vibe like behind the album,
With a
which
70s
I think.
flair.
Yeah.
It's got like, I think there's like a cross between some of the tracks off that, like AC/DC, you know,
Yeah,
Aerosmith,
like,
some of the 70s stuff mixed in with the 80s. Yeah, it's
Yeah. I mean,
stuff.
that I could just see it like that. In that way, it's like a buckshot in terms of being able to appeal to like a large group of people. I think in a good way by having like kind of like all those different decades of sound. You know, I have not listened to the whole album, but do you do any electronic stuff, or is it all? Do you keep it all?
Basically, we utilized the horns this time.
And with those were real horns or synthetic?
Synthetic, all keyboard. But today's day and age, they're so unbelievable samples that you can't tell the difference.
Right. Like, what do you feel about that? Do you think that that's a good thing that like a 14-year-old Asian kid could write like a rock and roll album in his bedroom by himself? That's a good thing.
Power to them.
Good. Okay. Good. Because
I like to see people make money and do good things.
Because
If it's good music, who cares?
Yeah,
right.
right.
And I feel that way too.
Definitely.
But there's been like, I'm more involved in like I shouldn't say I'm involved in the film world because that sounds way too something.
You have a TV show.
That's true.
I
We're on
do.
film right now.
Oh my God. Is there on? But
That's why I got my clothes on.
Me too.
this is on.
Definitely Joe.
Well, yesterday, I'll tell that little anecdote. There's little cable ties that you tie together for all these cables, and I made it into a long whip by daisy chaining them all. And I had Anthony whip me across the lap as hard as he could. Well, he did it once and it didn't really hurt. And so I said, do it absolutely as hard as you could. And it was insane, the amount of pain. And there were 2 like indents on my leg. So I pulled my pants down.
Yeah. Like if there was a word written on the thing, you would have been able to read it.
Yeah, it said
off
made
the
in
web.
China
Yeah.
on both of my legs. Cable tie. And so I pulled my pants down to show, because they were too high. I couldn't get it up high enough. And like a high school senior student, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's like, oh, can you guys help me with what's going on in here?
Anthony's like pointing at little red marks on my leg. But back to what I was saying. The film thing, though, is because there was a big changeover from using film to the whole digital thing. Now, obviously, it is digital, and everybody's going to be making things digital. But there were a lot of people I know that were kind of like uppity in the film world saying, oh, well, you didn't really make a movie if you shot it on videotape or if you captured it some sort of digital way. It's not the same thing as film because there's this whole artistry to it. And I remember at first being like, I'd never even shot anything on film at that point. I was like 15. No. Yeah, you have to shoot on film. That's what makes it real art or whatever. And then as you grow up, you're like, wait, that would cost, I could have made it, you know, you can make a movie for $20,000, you can make it for $1,000. And it could be basically now that, like you were saying, the technology is caught up. It's like,
It's a wonderful thing.
Can't tell the difference. So.
The bits is caught up, and it's a wonderful thing. It took a long time for them to sell me on it, on digital recording. But we still do a little bit of, analog with the drums and the bass and some things, and then we bounce to digital. take it that way. But I mean, the editing capabilities of digital today, just amazing.
I wonder what. See, it would be interesting to go if you could transport a band from. I guess that ends up happening with bands that last a really long time. But it'd be interesting to see if the Beatles were. Oh, you could never do that. I would just pick.
I mean, the Rolling Stones would be a better example.
Yeah, because they're actually together.
Yeah, they have spent that time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I wonder what they do now.
Yeah, I wonder if they still.
wonder if it
they
matters.
must have made the switch. I bet they did.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
I mean,
Jagger's been, at the mic. At the board.
Yeah.
For a long time. He's got to be up on that.
They've never been afraid of progressing too.
yeah.
So they've never been ashamed of that.
And I mean, that's because have you guys ever had an album writing experience like Exile on Main Street, where you went to the south of France and just got wasted every day and made a rock and roll album?
No, things have changed.
Do you have like families and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Oh, bummer.
I'm a grandfather. I'm a grandfather.
Haha, that's funny. No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
she's a peach.
I'm not even in a relationship.
6 months
I'm
old.
29. I'm screwed.
6 months old.
Oh, that's
Wow.
great. You can say hi to her.
Yeah.
She'll be like,
Someday she'll probably see this.
that's not true. Nobody sees this. This is the wonderful show.
That's true.
My brother hasn't even texted. My brother has a segment on this show. He's 2 years older where he texts in thoughts about what we're talking about.
It's usually correcting us on being wrong.
Yeah, because we usually bring up things about like the 1700s that isn't true.
Yeah, because we're just talking. We don't really do any research or anything.
No, the truth is this is a popular show on WinCAM.
Don't tell.
Well, let me see. You didn't go to the south of France and make an album like that. I just watched that documentary where the Exile to Main Street thing, and that's why that was on the top of my mind. Are you already gonna do? Are you really thinking about a fourth album, or is it all third album? Is it all like getting?
Is it a trilogy?
Well,
This is the third one though.
I know.
This-
Sorry, I'm trying to help you out.
I'm thinking of another one. I just had this conversation this morning, as a matter of fact, and Maddie and I discussed it last night. Is that I'll always make albums.
Right.
It's just a matter of this one seems to be getting received well.
So you want to push it.
So if this one gets received as well as I would like it to, for sure.
You got money for the next
For
album.
sure,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
doing another ball and chain album.
Now we'll be hitting the south of France for that one.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah,
That one will be.
If it goes really well.
From experience, though, when you're recording and the guys are real comfortable and they're all screwed up, you don't get too much work.
Well, it was funny because I was watching
Takes a
this. I was like,
week.
wow, how did they do this? And then I find out, like, at the end of the documentary, they're like, oh, then we got back to LA and, like, put it all together. Made sense of it. I was like, yeah, okay. But I bet it's not.
Turns a week into like 6 months.
Yeah,
Great.
great,
Yeah.
great.
That's like,
There's plenty of time for that.
how
stuff.
long would this, could you even put a time frame on this album, or was it done so piecemeal that you...
This one? No, this album took forever. What happened was, here goes the story.
Yeah, let's
it's
hear
all
it.
on my website. And
give us that website. We can put it up.
You can www.joeblack.com.
That's
Right on
pretty
the back
easy.
of that.
JoeBlack.com.
Yep.
You don't even need that on the screen, but do it. Joe Black.
That one, there's this interview with me with Cy Montgomery that tells the whole story.
You can give us a paraphrase version.
Two of the men, I lost two men died along the way doing this record. We started this record right before the station fire. And then we lost a man in the station fire. Jeez. And so then things went dead for a while, so to speak. And then down the road, we will down the road, my other partner, my other guitar player, had brain aneurysm. So he wound up in a nursing home.
Jesus.
So yeah, a lot of things went on. This record took forever between finding Artie and then finding Matt, and that's why in the center of that album it says perseverance.
Well, that's inspiring though, you know, to get because like a lot of people give up when they get setbacks like that, or they go, well, it wasn't meant to be, or whatever, and then.
Well, I had
end up
some
regretting it.
serious setbacks, but these were men that were with me for 20 years.
Yeah, so
These
they
were guys that were like top-notch, known guys that hard to replace.
Right.
So we pushed on. I got Artie came on board, and
What does he play?
Artie plays guitar. Matt plays guitar, and Art plays guitar. And so we just traipsed on, and then it just took a lot longer.
Right. I can imagine.
And we just said, hey, we're going to finish this record at all costs. We stopped for a while. We just stopped in our tracks and assessed it. And then we went in some other studios, and then we decided, the hell with this, we're going to build our own.
Yeah.
And so Artie came to me and said he wanted to engineer the record. I said, okay, you know.
There you
I
go.
can argue better with you about the engineering than I do with some other engineer in another studio.
It might cost you less too if you're one of your band members is also the engineer. Probably, you know, not as big of a, you know.
Yeah, Art
handsome guy.
engineered the record. He's quite an engineer. He's you know, he's very.
I'm sure
talented.
as you get, you know, like more, like the more years you put in the business, you become like a Renaissance person. I bet in some ways about if you spend a lot of time in the studio. But did he like? Was he just been an engineer or?
No, he's a mad guitar player, but he's a gearhead, as we call him.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
He just likes gear.
Yeah.
So he likes all these toys and buttons and
Yeah, that's
you know,
like one of the main reasons
yeah.
I'm here.
So he likes to go up in
A
there
lot of
and
like
play,
flashing lights. Yeah.
play with it, and you know,
Makes it better.
But it you know, it works out that. And he has some other friends. We have other friends in the industry that are. That's their bag. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
well, Bob St. John
Yeah. his
mastered
name
that
here.
record.
Yeah.
And Bob St. John's, you know, Grammy winner. You know, he gets it. So we
What
get.
were the quotes for? Did he not get it?
No, he's got it. He's
Do you know what he's won Grammys for?
he does a lot of like Cuban music and stuff down Miami.
Okay.
So he's got a niche down there that a lot of the dance and salsa and all that stuff. But he coming up the ranks, he was an engineer in the studio when we were all young, and he kind of never forgot us.
That's
so
right.
we wound up getting him to master the record. So that helped. But what the connection here is that him and Art are buddies with all this gear, you know, back and forth. Oh, you gotta try this, you gotta buy that, and so it worked out.
That is good. That is like, basically we have a guy here who comes in who is like a contract guy, and we're like, we want to be able to do this, and he's like, you'd have to buy these two things, and we're like, excellent. Like, yes.
Yeah.
And Dave gets excited because he's the boss, because he gets to like build
He likes
the
to
show.
build stuff, yeah.
All right, guys. I think, do you have anything else you'd like to say? Promote yourself in some way. What else? What else? Go to joeblack.com if you'd like. Don't say about buying your music, but I'm sure that there's links there, or you could just type in Ball and Chain, maybe. Maybe it's on iTunes. I don't know.
It's on all of them.
Yeah, we're on Facebook. You know, the
Facebook.
promo page, the fan page.
So yes, get it out
You
there.
can get
and tweet it to your friends.
iTunes, Amazon. You can buy them direct off my white website.
No, you can't. You can get them for free though. Wink.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
You
okay.
can listen to some free downloads on their
You
website.
can get the free downloads.
And for
listen to
a
'em,
donation of the price of the CD, you can buy it. But we're but don't. I mean, you can. I mean,
watch
some
for,
legal
watch,
gray area there.
Watch for our new video.
Nowadays.
Oh yes,
it
and
really
that's
doesn't
right.
matter.
Do you think that will be?
It's all.
Are you going to
on,
allow your newest video to be played on WinCAM?
merchandise?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Sell them on
that's
the
great.
road.
So
You know,
in a
people
few weeks,
can
we'll
be
even
a moment
premiere
of
it on the
excitement.
Wonderful Show.
Oh yeah.
How do you like that?
That'd be great.
As far
And we
as
could have you call in or
you
something,
know,
Chris. What do you think? What do you think the
let's go.
ETA is on that? Couple weeks.
Yeah, probably 2 weeks.
We're gonna premiere the video
Nice.
for what's it
Awesome.
for? Strokes
Strokes.
on this show coming in 2012. I'm assuming, or maybe right before Christmas. But I really want to thank you guys for being on the show and coming
good.
down and joining us.
All right,
Joe.
thank you. It's nice to meet you.
And we're gonna get this. We're gonna
get you a
promote
disc
this.
too.
Thanks.
I got you.
Promote this. Thank you, Matt. Very nice to meet you. You can give your mics to
Excellent.
Chris. I like your tie as well. I didn't see that.
Enjoy your evening.
Well, you know you're on TV. You got to wear a tie. Excellent. That was great. We have to make sure we have a guest on every time come season 2.
Oh yeah.
Or at
That's
least
gonna be a staple.
50% of the time.
We're gonna be premiering music videos all the time.
Well,
season 2.
let's not go nuts.
Every episode, we have Eminem's new video, second episode.
Yes, not the rap artist Eminem, but
No, the cartoon
the
Eminems from the
Eminems,
commercials, yeah.
The girl one's gonna be here.
Ooh, she's
Oh God,
spicy.
she will melt in your hand
Yep.
as well as in your mouth.
Yeah.
Ball and Chain, Sands of Time. This is some good old rock and roll, down home rock and roll, like the hardest kind in the goodest way.